What's up, everyone? Back again with another podcast. Obviously, you know it's your boy T. Giving you the Innsight podcast where we discuss insightful things happening all around the world, externally and, most importantly, internally. Now, today, got your regular guest, your boy King James Jr.
You know?
Yes, sir. And we've got a special guest today. Love having my old-time friend over. We work together, you know what I'm saying, doing big things now, acting, all sorts of things. And you know what? She's going to take over, yeah? Introduce yourself, Louisa.
I'm Louisa. I am a singer, a model, a dancer, a creative entity, a writer.
Jeez, keep going.
I'm just Nefertiti in the flesh, basically. I believe in love. I'm a priestess of Hathor,
Jeez.
an Egyptian goddess, and I believe in the space nebula of understanding the world and the universe. I've got a very unorthodox perspective on things, and I've got a unique story, shall we say, and I think that contributes to my belief system and the way I see the world. So we're going to talk about that and get in there.
Jeez, okay. Naya, your introduction, mate.
Okay, you already know. King Naya. I don't know, man. I feel like a co-host. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna go with like co-host for the Innsight. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Also, I've got a fashion brand. I'm a fashion designer. You know, and yeah, man. Obviously, I make music as well part time. So you know, everything right now.
Album soon coming out as well.
Album soon coming
EP
out.
coming out.
So yeah.
Yes, sir.
Everything on the way right now.
Alright, so today I'm actually excited because you know, I there's this one conspiracy theorist that Naya showed me recently, Pharaoh, however you want to say it. And this guy talks deep about conspiracies. And I was obviously excited to hear that Louisa is kind of familiar with the person and you know about the person. And they both kind of know about the person. So, you know, kind of hitting a bonus today, you know what I mean? Kind of ask two deep people about a lot of deep things. But there was a couple of things I was talking to Louisa about in the car that I actually wanted to go straight into as soon as the podcast came in. The first one was so obviously you wasn't in the car now. She said that particularly in 2020 that everyone, you feel like the world, if I'm correct, kind of went through an awakening process.
Yeah. Whilst all of the drama of COVID was going on, I think everyone was sat at home on their computers, and I think all the the geeks, we decided let's educate ourselves, let's read, and let's evaluate and think about the way we think. Do you know what I mean? Like understand why do we react in certain ways? Why do we navigate the world in certain ways? And the COVID really made us sit back and reflect a lot. And it was a bit that whole. I think everyone went through like the worst things possible in COVID, is what I was saying in the car. And I think when you've gone through that and you survive all these terrible things, it wakes you up and makes you think anything can happen. Like, your dreams can just, your dream career, your relationship. People were dying. Like it was a really serious time, so it made a lot of people wake up. And I think there's been a big like swarm of people that have kind of rejected the media in a sense. Because the media's been the one giving us all this. I don't know. I'm not going to say misinformation, but it's very confusing, regardless if it's the correct information or not. It's confusing. 1 minute you're like it's fine, 1 minute it's not. So a lot of people have kind of like lost a bit of faith in the media and in education system as well. So a lot of people have taken it into their own hands, and when they've done that, they've discovered that it's not all what it seems.
So you say in a way like it's like a lot of the cracks of the world kind of showed in 2020. It was insane because there was a particular guy I used to watch, like a conspiracy theorist person, and he was like a weather report person, so people used to send him different conspiracies and different things going on around the world, and this guy would report it like it's the end of the world type of shit, and it always had me on edge a lot of times, just thinking, oh, the war's about to end, but I kind of agree with you in the sense that a lot of people last year, 2020, felt like the world was actually going to end, and so many people affected, especially when it comes to creativity, like it was like the creative industry, and I believe a lot of the people that are spiritual most of the time, personally I feel, are like kind of creative people. Would you? I don't know.
Yeah,
What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of creative people that I know. You're a creative person. You're creative, and I would say you two are kind of spiritual.
I'm very spiritual.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like because due to 2020, what happened with COVID and all that, people couldn't make money from being creative like that. They had to find new ways, and that also pushed what you're saying. People to probably focus on their spirituality and stuff like that. So, which brings me to the next question: what would you classify yourself as spiritually? Like, what are you Christian?
No, I'm just a spiritual person. But if someone says describe yourself, I would say I'm a priestess of Hathor, the goddess of love.
Hathor.
Yeah, Egyptian goddess of love.
Okay, could you?
Yeah, she's the Egyptian goddess of love. She's like the Egyptian equivalent to Aphrodite, and you know, I love my African roots. So I said that's the version of love that I wish to follow, and I just believe in love and all like. So basically, I'm into my zodiacs as well, and I'm a Libra rising, and Libra is all about the ruling planet of Libra is Venus, and I'm very much a believer in like the different planets are the energies we exist in. Guys, we're gonna go into this later, but I'm writing a film about this. And when I talk about it, it's all crazy. But I get my energy from Venus. I get my energy by being loving, by being feminine, by being romantic, by being sensual. That's what the powers that I've got naturally. And when I tap into that, I can create the world around me. Like I can attest. I don't know if we're going to later, but I can attest that me using my Venus energy and going on the Venus path in life and following Hathor and following Aphrodite and all these love goddesses, these patrons. Sound quite like a witch, I'm sorry. Following this is what's giving me my strength when I've been sad. It's giving me my power when I need to navigate the world. It's how I combat and what I choose to say. So it's kind of like, do you know, like in Green Lantern, it's like the different emotional spectrums, and then you've got the star sapphires, and they just believe in love and they fight for love. Louise, love is Louise. I fight for love. I'm a patron of love, so that's my spiritual connection. To me, I like my God. My translation of God to me is like love. So act and love, do with love. People be confused because they'll say, "Oh my God, she's such a bitch" when I meet her. But I'm like, listen, I love myself. That's what I mean. Say it for me. Yeah.
Nah, jeez, yo, it sounds like you've gone deep with your like education of like zodiac. Only recently, I just learned about what was it? Ascending signs.
Yeah,
ascending signs
it's all
and
important, seriously.
yeah,
so
like
my ascending is a Libra, which is the scales, which is balance, which
What's
is
your moon sign?
Scorpio.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's my mean sign. My Mars. Mars is Scorpio. She can be mean too. And then my sun is a Capricorn. So I'm evil, like Saturn.
Do you know yours and stuff?
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't I know what they are, but I don't know deep enough. I know enough about like my sun sign, which is Gemini. Then my moon sign is Sagittarius, and then my rising sign is Capricorn. So yeah, but so I don't know much about Sagittarius or Capricorn, but that's like my moon and rising. So yeah.
Capricorns are like leaders.
Is it?
Yeah.
Jeez, big up the leader. So would you say like we talked about this in the last podcast that I did with you? Would you say more and more people now are kind of looking into zodiacs and things like that?
Yeah,
would you say that?
Because I think the older we're getting and the crazier the world's getting, I think people are turning to God or the spirit realm or energies because life is getting tougher and it's getting more confusing, and there's so much discord amongst people, and there's all these political divides, and I think in the West we kind of the populace kind of went away from God or went away from themselves, went away from them understanding themselves, and we've been so focused on money and collecting the bag, when in reality, like when they say money is the root of all evil, it's not a joke. Like the real wealth is your health. This is what everyone learned in Corona, is your real health. Your real wealth is your health and a healthy mind and love of your family and the safety of your family. That's what is actually valuable. And with this whole crazy world just flipping on us, it showed us that you can lose your job in a heartbeat, and your money might mean nothing. Like you're still gonna catch whatever. You're still gonna go through all these terrible things. So I think everyone's understanding that God is real.
Yeah.
Not so like I'm not even like a Christian person, but they're right. The Christians are right. God is real. Like I think like to live in existence and think that there is no God, that's so sad. It just feels so lonely, and it doesn't need to be lonely when you open up your heart and open up your understanding and kind of humble yourself. Because I think people think when you say that they believe in God or believe that, it's like saying someone's above you. What's wrong with someone being above you? What's wrong with being a servant? What's wrong with being a humble shepherd? You know, looking after the world that's been given you as a present. Or as long as showing your mum you love her and doing nice things for her.
Yo, what's up? Back again with the Innsight podcast. We're giving insightful things going on around the world, internally, which is the most important, and externally, of course, which also affects internally. Now, we've got King James now, you know, and we got our guest for today. We got Louisa. She's going in ham with the information. I ain't gonna lie, I'm learning a lot of things, but I'm curious. Because on the last part we finished on the God part, she was saying, you know, God is real, and God is a subject I like to talk a lot about in the podcast. Now, is there a particular reason like you feel like God is real? I know it's a bit of a strange question, but
yeah. I
close
think,
to the mic.
I think there's a lot of evidence, but it's like you've got to look at it in an abstract kind of way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think when you're really confident and you're a bit cocky, actually, you realise that in a way that you're kind of like a little version of God. In like the stimulation, you're one of God's characters. You're playing out a movie. Your one movie is like this big thing, and how much you create, especially when you're a creative person, you create stuff and you just get this power, like this mad power, and it's like you reckon that in a million years you could be like what Marvel characters are. And you know, like when you're tripping, we'll talk about this obviously more, like when you're tripping, I think this trip, do you know what, when I think about it now, my brain's waking up again. I think when I had like some psychedelic trips, all of like my worries and concerns that I usually have about myself, I had like a really good trip where they just died, and I just thought to myself, I can make anything happen, and all the confident things that I think about myself, like cocky things that I'm like, I look great today, or I'm really nice to people and it feels good, and I make other people happy and I make other people laugh, and I make art that people actually say, you know what, this is really good. It makes me just think like, on a bigger scale, nature does that. Simple things do that, everything does that as well. Everything is like its own movie, like a butterfly is living its own movie. When you watch a documentary about animals, that butterfly is the film, and it's magnificent, and it's such a small thing. And it's like, you can be a butterfly to people. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, nature is like this butterfly to us. And there's just so many things to appreciate about nature, about simple things. Yeah. It's like when you look at yourself, think the simple things about myself I love. I'm probably going like in a weird place, but I just thought I'm like a little god sometimes, and I make magic happen. So it's like how, and then there's people like Jesus that exist and made magic happen, and it's like I've made magic happen too. So other people make magic happen. So we're all connected, and there's all these gods around, and there's a bigger god, and there's levels to godhood until it gets like the entity that creates universes out of thought and ideas and out of emotions and out of spirit and out of energy kind of thing. And it just made me think, God must be real. Like, there's more to this than what we're seeing. Like, when you're on psychedelics as well, you see like different things. Like people tell you stories, and it sounds, when you're young it sounds crazy and frightening. You're like, oh my God, that sounds horrific. When you're older, and I think with me particularly, what led me to it was a dark place. Where I was so brave and so vulnerable at the same time, and so like I don't give a fuck. I was ready to say, I'd overcome those horrible experiences, and I was like, you know what, I can handle anything. And then I tried it, and it was very, I had to kind of make the algorithm in such a way that I was going to have a good day. So it was beautiful weather, I was with my friends, I had money on me, I looked decent, I looked quite good actually, and it was hot, I looked great. And we just went out, and we had a motive, and I just had the most lovely day, and it was just full of laughter, and took great pictures, and we shared good memories, and was high the whole time, and we met loads of people, and I was so confident, and I was like, we made magic things happen. Like today we lived a movie, and deep things like the light. So imagine this room would be purple. You'd literally be seeing this room purple, and there's glitter. And it's like, this is magic. Like magic is real. Something's grander than me that creates these kind of things. Because I'm just doing this because I'm just being like a daft idiot with my friends.
What was your understanding? Was it mushrooms or was it just the weed or?
I think it was on mushrooms.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Mushrooms in summer. And it's from the earth, do you know what I mean? Like people think it's so crackety, but it's from the earth. It's actually from like the ground. You're meant to pray over it and stuff, and make sure you do it with good energy. Make sure you do it with good intentions.
Yeah.
You'll learn about yourself. And do you know what? Even when you have like a bad trip, it's not bad, but it's very uncomfortable because you think about all the things you should be doing to sort your life out.
I was just about to say, I think for me, bad trips have been pretty enlightening.
They're so enlightening. You learn so much, and you think, Louisa, get on your shit, like. Stop being a lazy bitch and sort this out, because if you don't, it's gonna feel worse than what you're feeling now. You'll feel peak, like, oh, disgusting feeling. So it's like you'll feel this for months if you don't sort your shit out.
So that's shrooms that made you feel like that?
No, I said made you feel like that.
What would you say? Wait. What's the difference between the two? Would you say?
I'd say mushrooms is better because it's just like natural from the earth. Like, and if you do it on a bright day, it's like a mellow vibe. Right? It's very intense, very like. Life's shit, like life's peak now, kind of thing. But with shrooms, it's like and you just think, do a lot of thinking, do a lot of just appreciating simple things. Like you see a small pattern on the wall, and just be gazing at it like, this is beautiful. Like life is beautiful. And even the sad parts, it sounds fucked, but when you leave the sad parts, you look back. Like I don't laugh all the time. Sometimes I laugh and think that's so funny. The embarrassing things that make me have like that anxiety and embarrassment and shame. I just laugh about like, I'm such an idiot, like that's so funny. And then the sad things, you're like, that was beautiful. It sounds fucked, but the sad things you go through, you look after and you think, the way what that person meant to me, or how I overcame that, or how this person has helped me when I felt so low. There's more stories to be like, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Let's keep the storybook going. Okay, story. It's all a story. Like the creation story, everything is all a story, and it's all the same story. But all the random different butterfly variations, leaves flying off, makes it so beautiful. And it goes, that was such a cute way to say that, to tell that story of good versus evil, of overcoming, of being strong, of being evil but for a good reason. Anything, like it's all a story. It's like I'm working for God in my own little way. It's like I'm doing this for a reason. Which
is similar to what you were saying. Remember at that church, randomly they were telling you that you're gonna work for God, or you're gonna spread God's message. And then we're saying weirdly, even if you're talking about psychedelics and things like that, weirdly you're still it's so part of God's work. Do you get what I'm saying? So speaking of psychedelics, right? So you've taken acid, and you took shrooms, right? So what's the next one? There's one more big fish.
I don't want to say like I'm embarrassed. Actually, I have no shame.
I mean, you can call it ayahuasca.
I want to do DMT than ayahuasca.
Okay, I mean,
because the thing with me, I want to do the ayahuasca trip. Like, I want to do it with the right people. I want to have good weather, and I'm vain. I want to look good.
Yeah.
Get your money up.
Yeah. What's weird is that these things are unnatural. They're all like part of.
Kept secret.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Do you know what's so crazy? I was about to say, like, on that thing I sent you, let me just say, let the people know as well. So there's this thing called the conspiracy iceberg, and it was on Reddit, and it's like different tiers from tier 1 to tier 9 of different conspiracies and different shit like that. But it goes deep as it gets into tier 9. Like some of the stuff is very dark and it's like different type of shit. But it's interesting though. But one of the things that was on there on like tier 5 or some shit, it said like drugs are actually not everything on there is necessarily like real to an extent. But it's all like a puzzle. It's like a big puzzle, and it all connects in a way to truth. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about truth. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like real towards that, but it's all part of something which is real. You have to like kind of decipher it. But this one could be 100% real. You know what I'm saying? So I'll leave it to your interpretation. But one of the things in tier 5 or tier 6 was like drugs are actually like is something that can like is meant to open up people to it's actually a good thing to like actually it helps people so much in so many different ways that it's actually banned because the government don't want you to use it and get on these drugs and psychedelics and stuff because they don't want you to improve yourself and get to this next level as a human being, and only drugs will take it that unlock certain parts of reality and certain elements where this is why it's banned, because they don't want you to get that further. And
it's not that I don't even think necessarily drugs are the only way, but it's more so that it's the way to get in like that environment. Like I felt like able to get there, otherwise it'd be like some monk. Like it'd be like a
Yeah,
monk
like
in
meditating.
the mountains and meditate. They've been trained for years. Like
Meditate.
drugs is like the quickest way. Like if you're like a normal person and you don't have the opportunity, it's kind of like that's the only way.
I'm not gonna lie.
for it.
I'll be honest here. I obviously took DMT.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I took DMT.
I was thinking from like T. You see?
I'm like, do I want to admit it? But
You
no,
never know.
I took DMT. It is what it is, you know. As you grow up, sometimes you're just curious and you want to try shit. So I took DMT a few times actually, and I had different types of trips. And yo, you cannot sit here and tell me that what we see is just it. You can't.
Yeah.
No way. You literally cannot. Bro, like I felt like I was in the presence of like powerful beings. You know what I mean? And they were telling me, yo, stop trying to find the answer for everything. Stop it. Just experience life. And then another time I tripped, I watched all the fish that I ate. Yeah, they all came together and became a big fish.
You're eating.
Yeah, and then it started like suffering and it started dying, and
Oh.
do you know what I'm saying?
How
And it
could you
was
eat
sad. And then,
that?
bro, like I literally struggled. You can ask Liz. Like I've not really ate much fish after that. Like, do you know what I'm saying? I've struggled. I used to love salmon. I used to have salmon every day. Like every day I used to have
It was a
salmon.
message. Stop eating.
Do you get what I'm saying? And then it was so upset, and then it was just dying slowly, fam. And then I came out crying, and I was just like, nah, huh?
Was that there? Must
That was me and Ify.
Oh, that
I was like,
nice.
nah, that's not right. What am I doing? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I hear you, man. And
Well,
I
they
didn't eat
change
meat.
you.
After that time I tripped, I didn't eat meat. I was like, I'm done now. I was like, I'm ready to give this up.
It changes you one way or another, man. It does, like in its own weird way.
I was literally just about to say, yeah, like it's crazy though, because even getting into DMT and like when you research this thing, yeah, and if you look into some of the questions behind it, yeah, like it's in every living thing in it. So if it can live and die, it's got DMT. You know what I'm saying? When you sleep, your brain produces DMT. you feel me?
Exactly.
So it's all kind of crazy when you look into
When you're
like
in a coma,
Yeah.
you produce
yeah,
DMT.
DMT. That's what gives you these visuals, what you see.
And
so
as you
it's
die,
stuff,
your
yeah.
brain has an explosion, a
Right.
surge of DMT.
So it's crazy, man, and where it's produced as well in the pineal gland, yeah, you know what I'm saying, the third eye, all of this shit is also crazy when you look into it. There's a lot of questions that people ask regarding the DMT, you know what I'm saying, and I feel like that's got a big connection to even God in a way, you know what I'm saying, because like,
Yeah.
I feel like the connection behind like this type of thing, which has got so much question marks behind it, yeah, and it can like, it's connected to things that are like, you know what I'm saying, if it can live and die, it's got DMT. When I was on my DMT trip there, the first time I heard it, yeah, like I remember like feeling like I was connected to every single thing in the universe.
Yeah.
You know what I felt like? I felt like I was seeing Doctor Strange when it goes around the world like quickly. So I felt like that when I first like went into like this trip. I went around the world quickly, and then 1 minute I'm in a room and I felt like I was on the wall and I'm like flying the wall and I'm like looking down there and I'm like seeing
So
people.
much noise.
Yeah, I'm sitting down, I'm looking at people like eating some like food and shit, man. Like it's a family gathered up, and then next minute I shoot off and I'm like in look like China or something, man. It was crazy. Real talk. And I remember coming back out of this trip and I'm like, yo, we're all the same. Like I could look at everything and thought.
Do you ever think architects trip and that's how they come up with these, like architects in China, they're like smoking out something in like the wilderness, and it just makes them think of these amazing designs to get their whole culture around?
Do you know, I think like when you sleep and DMT and all of that, I think this random, but I think there's a vortex. It's like, imagine, you know, like in a game, like a loading screen, when you're about to choose like, which
That's
portal
like
am
the
I going
character,
to?
it's just like which character you play in.
Yeah.
Exactly, or which portal am I going to, which door, kind of, do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's like that, do you know what I mean? I really do, and I feel like people can access that through their dreams. Monks can access that through forms of meditation.
But you know what though?
and things like
I'm not
that.
gonna lie, I don't even think it's necessary. You know what's crazy? Going back to meditation though, yeah. I had one mad experience, you see, and I'm trying to meditate more these days, yeah. But the maddest trip I had on meditation one time, yeah. Kid you not, I came back from Australia, yeah, and I remember meditating, and this got crazy to me because I was focusing on my breath, yeah. And I don't know if you heard of this. This is another thing on that tier thing, yeah, on the conspiracy thing, yeah. and there's something what they mentioned called holistic breath work. Yeah, and this is crazy, and it's meant to be like some type of breath intervals you do, and it makes you like look within inside yourself, and like, bro, it's some like inner thing which helps you like everything just switches where you like start focusing within yourself, and it helps you like I don't know, fix certain situations from inner, bro. It's called holistic breath work. It's crazy. I need to like research it more. But the crazy thing is, when I meditated this one time though, I'm just gonna say this, like I meditated and it was mad because like I felt like I left this world, bro. Like, well, I didn't fully leave actually. I was meditating and I remember like focusing on like how I was breathing, yeah. And then after a while, I couldn't like, I completely forgot that I'm a human being. I'm there sitting, I'm meditating. I forgot, everything just went off my mind, bro. And you know when you're meditating, the hardest thing normally to do is for your mind to go blank, because you're always thinking of shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm meditating this time, I don't know how long it took, but I got to a point where my mind went, and I was like, it got scary, and I felt myself, like something within my body detach, yeah. And I'm leaving my body, and I got scared, and I was like, bro, I had to bring myself back. So I didn't fully go into whatever I was going to, but I felt my body like leaving, bro. I felt something like going to another place, and I was like, I had to like snap out of it, and like, mad.
Shit. Have you ever had like a lucid dream or anything like that?
I've had like a fight with a demon in one.
Oh wow, a fight.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I beat a demon. But I was so proud of myself because like I felt like it gave me like this, I was so cocky after I had this experience, because I thought, I'm literally like a character in a film. I'm literally like this cool witch character. You don't literally gonna hold me down for saying that, but I'm not saying like but I literally feel like a character that's like meant to be hated by people, but I'm doing good. Like I feel like like an anti-hero. I'm like, oh my god, I just like beefed a demon, and I wasn't even a pussy. I was like, I'm ready for you, because I've been through some shit, you know, and I can handle that, so I can handle you. I was like, let's fucking have you. That's like my mindset. And I had like my goddaughter with me, like she was sleeping, and I could see the room, I could see my bedroom, chilling. And I could see it all, and I could just feel this energy come like into the room. And usually, because one thing I think dreams, I'm so happy we've gotten here, guys, because I think dreams are really important. And the older I've gotten, I really make note of my dreams, and I think about them, and I incorporate them to like stories that I'm writing and creative things, and I'm like thinking about the dream again and again and again. And because in the past couple of years I've had such interesting experiences in life, and met certain different people, and lived life a bit more, and explored the world a little bit as like an adult, it's like giving me more like artwork for my dreams. It's giving me more like, do you know Inception? It's like, I saw this when I was 2, and this created this dream. It's like my dreams adding on from these things, and it's like let me not forget what I'm trying to say. What was I saying? My brain's going.
You talk about lucid dreaming.
Yeah, the dreams. Sorry, I'd gone through these experiences. Sorry, I'm back where I am. And I had like 3 set versions of like nightmares. So it'd be the same topic. Now I'm an adult, it's not really monsters that give me nightmares, it's like a situation or an experience gives me a nightmare. And it's like the same 3 things kept happening. And for just, I think almost like a couple of years, it was plaguing me. I'd constantly have these issues in my dreams with like a particular person that I was like talking to or obsessed with, and just loved kind of thing. And I'd reached a point in life where in my dreams, I was able to do the tasks necessary to stop this feeling like this power over me kind of thing. When I was just like, I wasn't a coward, and I thought, you know what, fuck it, let's have y'all. I don't care. I don't care. And then when I had this entity enter my room on smoke, I thought to myself, I'm number one, like I think I've got powers to me where I could fight you one way or the other. I think I've got energy to me. I think I'm an entity, I've got an energy, I've got a spark, I have impact on people, they have impact on me. I take it in, I absorb, I give it back. I love people, I've got a power to me. Let's have you then, let's see what you're all about. Come on, let's go to war then. And then I think it pussied off. It was like, alright, this one's crazy. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm nuts. Everyone says I'm crazy. I've always been crazy. Like I've always just been a confident person to do whatever I want. But I've been scared at the same time. I'm always shaking, I've got anxiety, but I'm like, the movie's not going to keep going if I don't do something, and I want to do this. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to see what happens. And when you go navigate with that energy, like I'm not here to fight, but I'm here to be here, kind of thing, but in a chill vibe. Like, people accept that. And I was like to the demon, like, we can be friends or we can be enemies, but just know, like, we can be enemies because, like, one of my babes here, like, I'll bang you for her. Like, I've been through shit. If you kill me, kill me. But I'm gonna try to give you something first.
Do you feel like in a way it was like you kind of fighting your own demons?
Yeah, I was like, if you don't want to be friends, I'm a demon too. I can fight. I'm crazy too. I've been through shit.
So you're kind of embracing the darkness.
Yeah, that's why I say I'm an anti-hero. I'm a villain. I embrace it. I'm a villain. I'm a demon too, but only when I need to be. Because sometimes you need to be a demon. You need to be a villain.
What's mad is that every villain is a hero in their own story. So,
but you have to be ready to understand that some people are going to see you as a villain, babes. Not everyone's going to get you, and that doesn't mean that you're wrong. You might be wrong, but everyone's wrong. They don't realize it.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, I think even like when it gets really down to it, I feel like, you see me personally, I don't really look like. I mean, there is like evil in the world, so I'm gonna say that first. I'm not gonna say there's no evil in the world, but if you look really down into like the finer details of certain shit, for me personally, this is my personal opinion, but I feel like there's not really like a good and bad in it. You know what I'm saying? All there is really is like just, I don't know, man, but I feel like there's just the truth and like what's not the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like an illusion of the truth kind of shit. But nevertheless, like within all of us, but we've all got the power to like channel either like God or a devil. You know what I'm saying? All of us right now can go out and you can kill 100 people. You know what I'm saying? Anything crazy, you've got the power to do that, and you've also got the power to go out and change 100 people's lives. You know what I'm saying? So you can choose. You got the choice to like choose what you want to kind of do at the same time. So I feel like
everything's choices. I think everything's choice, whether you realize it or not. Apart from like your sex or your gender, I think everything's a choice. Whether you realize it, everything's a development rather.
I believe it even goes deeper to this, in the sense that your spirit, you chose to be here, you chose to go through this.
There's a reason
that you're going through.
Everything is a choice.
What you just said there,
bro, that.
Like, that's some real shit though, man. You really do choose. I feel like even like prior to all of this shit, bro, I'm not gonna lie, it's like we get so caught up on like this life, this what we're experiencing here, like what we can touch and
it's
feel
is
everything. But you know what it is? Even going back to the DMT, once you hit DMT and you hit that other side, you're like, yo, you know what, Louisa, there's another side where you can touch different shit and like you can experience, like it's more than this. It's so much more than this world and this reality, where you can like you experience this kind of shit. When you go to that side and you come back, you're like, bruh, that is probably even more realer than this world. Like, which world is fake? Because that shit is so real. You talk to people and you get certain things and like it's mad. There's certain type of like revelations you can.
There's a guy who I think I don't know if I told you about it. There's a guy who literally had a DMT trip, and the guy felt like he lived a life for 3 months.
I love that. I love that.
Whole new life. Yeah, it was a new guy, everything, job, like friends, all of that. 3 months, and then came back and it was just 13 seconds.
But I'm so vain. I'd want to be myself and do that.
13 seconds. I think, you know what I'm saying? That is crazy.
What was that? I want to know. Please tell me. I want to do that.
Slice tastes like air a bit.
I know what you mean.
They kind of ping air. I don't know, man. Yo, I was watching this show called Upload, and it was just, this is a bit random, but it had like a version of the future, and it was saying poor people can't afford authentic food anymore. So what they're doing is they're printing food. Do you get me? There were some 4D printers or something like that, or whatever, and they're actually printing food, bro. And then that just had me thinking, like, do you think that's where we're going in a weird way?
I think everything's up for, anything can. I don't doubt anything anymore these days, man. I feel like anything can happen in the future, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I just sit on the fence with shit. That's just me personally, but
See what I'm saying?
Have you watched American Gods before?
Yeah, I watched American Gods.
I love American Gods basically, and I watch these shows and think, yeah, that's real because I've experienced that before and I've seen that before and I've gone through that before.
Yeah.
I watch these shows and goes, I can relate to this character now, and especially now I'm older, I'm like, these crazy, you know, amazing awakening, enlightening, pleasurable, brilliant experiences you go through in life. It's like I've had that euphoria before. I felt that empowered. I felt that strong, and oh my God, I've lost myself again. What was I talking about?
American God, like.
Yeah. I see life as like I think like American Gods is accurate to life. Like I think like if you're from like this tribe in the world, this was God you worshipped, and if you're from this tribe in the world, this is the God you worshipped, and you did certain acts or certain tributes to that particular God because that's that kind of God, and that's kind of reward
Can
you
you give
need.
a breakdown? Sorry, I've not actually seen
So I'm trying to
it.
explain it. So say like, do you know when the men first came to America and they did like, they slaughtered people and they did war acts and war crimes and acts of violence to appease a thunder god, a war god. Do you know what I mean? And then he helped them in tribute. And I'm just like, so imagine if like we're in, because I love Game of Thrones, and in Game of Thrones, black people weren't really a part of it, and people always got moaning about it. And the author, I think, I don't want to misquote him, but I was reading about what he said, and when he describes like the what would be the African people in the Game of Thrones series, there's a couple of characters, and they're very much similar to kind of us. Like they worship a female fertility goddess, and they live in they're beautiful with copper skin, and they celebrate a lot, and they believe in, you know, sex as acts of gods kind of thing. And I thought realistically, like I don't mind saying that I'm governed by caprice. I like that's kind of real.
This is so interesting, you know. Let's get. I'm actually like happy you mentioned this here. What would you say, like, because for me in Game of Thrones, when I watched it, I seen a certain type of people, and I was like, where's the black people, like you said? Then I seen a certain type of people, and I was like, okay, I guess you're saying that's the black people. So who would you say is the black people before I say like
the pirate?
The pirates.
And he's the pirate guy who was only in it once.
Yeah, him. See, that's the same. I'd say him and his people though. I've seen his people.
Yeah, there's some people, there's some isles.
Yeah, what do you call it? Oh, the pirate. Okay, no, I get what you're saying.
Guy.
Okay, yeah. So there's the pirate. He's the like.
He's in
black,
it really
black,
briefly, really.
Black. He's in for like one episode.
So cheeky.
So yeah, the pirate. Yeah, he's the blackest. But for me, apart from the pirate, I would say when they went to the island, where they got the people of what's his name?
Grey Worm.
Quarth or something.
Grey Worm.
Quarth.
I feel like Grey Worm. All the people,
Quarth,
where they
it wasn't
had.
even Quarth, it was the way he says it, I'm gonna mimic it because I sound terrible. It's not Quarth. Quarth is where Daenerys goes for basketball, I'm sure.
You're
on about the big black guy. I was on about the pirate. He's on about the rich one that gets.
No, I know the pirate. No, the pirate. What she's on about? Yeah, that's like he's.
The first, I think it's like the first you see.
Yeah, he's definitely like the blackest. Like you can tell, like this guy is like this is where. But then apart from him, where they show like a group of people who supposedly can say black people is Grey Worm and his
Missandei.
Yeah, Missandei.
Missandei.
Oh,
What the
Unsullied.
called? The mislead.
It's Unsullied, isn't it?
Unsullied.
I don't know what people there, but I hear what you're saying about that because they were kind of forced into kind of slavery.
Bro, slavery, all that shit.
No,
They were the black. When I seen that, I was like, oh, basically, so they didn't say.
But to be honest, back in the day,
the scene was so cute before Missandei unfortunately dies. She talks about her people, about how they just live with butterflies and they're just chilling, like having a trippy time in happiness in the sun, and that's why they're targets for slavery, because they're just chilling. They're not like making guns and thinking let's go to war. They're just chilling in the sun, having a good time, not being prepared. And then
they couldn't fight back. That's
and then
why they
Grey
were
was like, well, we know how to fight. We'll protect you. And then after he dies, it goes back to. I'm not crying, but
it's
Grey Worm died. Grey Worm died.
No. She did.
He lives on. But there were black people though in the West, like the Moors. You know the Moors.
Yeah, of course.
They were out here doing their thing.
I mean, you're talking about real life now.
Real life, yeah.
Definitely.
So I'm saying it would have been nice to include those type of people as well. Have like, do you know what I mean? Like,
why though?
I don't like always seeing black people just because that was also part of our history as well. I don't like always seeing black people just.
Do you want to be like the Lannisters?
Nah, but the Moors were different.
That's crazy. Do you want that representation? That's not everyone's role. It's lit to see their thing. Like, it's lit. I love like these beautiful, godly, blonde-haired people doing amazing, crazy, evil things. I'm like, so sexy, naughty. Like, if we're the boring ones that chill in the sun, what's wrong with that? Like, let's just be us. Like, let's not copy anyone else. Let's just be. Actually, then again, it gets us in bad situations. So maybe try and be a bit like them, but not in that sense. Like, we can still be. Black people can still be conservative and boring if they want to be.
Yeah.
No.
If they want to be.
There's so much evidence of black people having have traveled earlier on. Like, even in China, in Asia, China, like, you know what I'm saying, you can see depiction of black people. So I think.
Would you not think they're the more liberal ones because they left home, the naughty teenager?
The ones that left and travelled.
He said, "See your mom and dad, you're boring. I'm out of here."
Do you know what? For me personally, I feel like, do you know when you mentioned like even the Moors and stuff, yeah? I feel like going back and looking at them, I feel like within history, Europe went through like a certain phase where it was kind of like a dark phase, because in Africa, like say, we was flourishing and we went through a golden age. No one else went through a golden age. Is there evidence of the golden age? You can go to certain museums, and you find golden sandals, golden slippers and shit, which came from Africa. Like,
can you imagine what that looked like?
That's what I'm saying. It's crazy.
I want to see that in a film.
Egypt.
Yeah,
I want to see it.
I saw it in my DMT
I've been
trip.
to Egypt.
I like.
Oh, serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
I stood on the wall
That's
and
amazing.
it's like I was watching Egypt in this golden day. Like, it was crazy, man. It was a crazy trip. Anyway.
No, man, but for real though, that's what I'm saying. Like, so when you see that we went through that golden phase, that golden age, and we've been through all of these civilizations, there's actually when you like look at the Moors and when they came into Europe and was going through this phase of time where Europe wasn't at its most civilized, that's gonna be like, on the comments people might go crazy, but
they were like the Knights Templar.
you can research it though. You can research. So yeah, the Knights Templar obviously traveling, all of that Hellenism. But nevertheless, though, yeah, with the Moors though, them traveling to Europe, yeah, you'd find out like this is where it came in. Like within England, like before Meghan Markle, there was already black nobility and black royalty within England, from Sophia Charlotte,
Queen
Sophia Charlotte.
Guys, but I feel like that's a bit of a reach. When we say like black nobility, it's like very mixed heritage people.
True. I mean, alright, we can say it's mixed heritage.
Black.
Yeah, but
yeah, no, you're right.
But we're talking as if it's like
a black.
Yeah, but it'd be like noticeable to them.
I hear you.
That can be concealed a little bit.
To be honest, yeah, you're right. To me,
it feels like a standout royal family member that was black, unambiguous.
Well, to be honest though, saying that though, in Scotland there was black kings which were actually black. I'm trying to think of the name. There's one king, yeah, bro. You can search.
Yeah, I'll put it up. Bam.
Nah, bro, search this one up. You can find this one up. You can put this up, yeah. It's fine. I like to be good. So
prove me right.
There's one that was called the King George pub, yeah, the Black Boy pub. You can go with this. Where's my phone?
I find all these racist pubs hilarious.
But nevertheless, it was all like named after like a certain type of like there was a certain type of like black king who was around, yeah. And even if you look into within Scotland, yeah, I need to like, it's crazy. I want to get the things for you right now. But there was certain types of black royalty within Scotland which were black. You have to like, it's mad. I wish I could give you the name, shit, but that one there I'm just gonna leave for research. But moving on though, nevertheless, like I know not all of them like within England or maybe like black. But for me, what I'm trying to say is like when I see Meghan Markle come into the royal family, they're like the first black royal family, black first ever, the first. And I thought, wow, okay, like shit. Like I know my history, you can't fuck me, like you know what I'm saying? Like so I was like, you know what? I don't mind, it doesn't really bother it, but I was like, when people tried to say to me, oh, this is amazing, what do you feel about first black person? I was like, you know what? There was actually Sophia Charlotte, you know what I'm saying? Give respect on her name, you know what I'm saying? Just because this woman had books, if you look at pictures of her, the depiction of her, she could have been mixed race, she could have been biracial, nevertheless, whatever, but she had black within her heritage. So it's just like, I feel like she still needs to get some credit. Yeah, definitely. But she's not even the first, though, that's the thing. This is the crazy thing. When I put her up one time on Instagram, I don't want to keep rambling, but when I put her up on Instagram one time, this white girl popped up to me and she was like to me, oh my god, you know that she's not even the first, here's another 7. And she gave me like bare names of black people in Europe, and I was like, whoa, say no more. Like, but it's crazy. But I know in Scotland though, definitely if you look in Scotland, there was definitely history of black royalty within Scotland. So there was black popes within Europe and shit like that. So there was like a lot of influence. I don't know.
Do you know, when it comes to all of that, do you guys think like this is a bit random, I don't even know if this is a conspiracy theory or not, but do you think there's like an agenda like against black people, or there was like an agenda, or I mean sometimes it kind of does feel like that. What do you guys think with that?
Do you feel oppressed?
For me personally, bro, when you ask that question, yeah, bro, I just like to get straight into it, and I feel like I say this to everybody: is there any race that's ever been more oppressed than? Look at everyone in this room, yeah. You and your black skin, yeah, your dark skin. When, like, I don't know, man. I could be wrong.
I've got an interesting opinion on this.
No, go on. That's important.
Because I'm of the belief, you know, I say disclaimer, I'm crazy. I think life is a story. I think I'm a crazy princess character in a dream, living out whatever I want to do. So know that before I speak and just ingest it in that mindset. So, oh my God, I'm literally an airhead. Take me back to where I need to be after that disclaimer.
Being
oppressed.
Oppressed.
Okay, yeah. So I don't believe so much that there is definitely like a contribution, but I believe it's more the individuals as opposed to the like frame structure or work or like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. I would say people are prejudiced as opposed to like the system in place. Because I think, especially in the West as well, like maybe there's some other countries where you could read some laws and you're literally like, what? But in the West, like we're so privileged. Like it's not the whole world. Some of the world is kind of scary laws and stuff. But in the West as well, like I don't think there could be like laws and stuff that are like bringing people down. I just think we're interacting with individuals that have hate in their heart. I genuinely think I put it down to people. I think people who are nasty, as in you could meet somebody at the post office and the person interacting with you could just be nasty and be prejudiced towards you, as opposed to the whole system is that we need to put these people down. However, I am still a little conspiracy theorist. So I do think there are, you know, there's been things that have been like domino blocks have been put on for ages, or things on behind the scenes. But I think a lot of the stuff when people describe these like daily oppressions and these microaggressions, I think it's people are really prejudiced, even down to like a policeman can be really prejudiced and treat you accordingly because of that, or a judge can be really prejudiced and just be a prick. Like any human can be a prick, and anyone can judge, and everyone does judge, and everyone is very prejudiced.
So it goes to the individual.
I think everyone is prejudiced. I believe everyone is prejudiced, and what like when you get to adulthood and when you navigate in the open spaces and with the whole world, you should learn to rail it into a point where you can get on with the day and not express it, and understand, humble yourself and think, maybe it's you that's got an issue sometimes, like, do you know what I mean? So don't express it and be nasty. Maybe deal with your problem in quiet, in your corner, naughty child, and think about your problem rather than rare to everybody. That's how we all should try and be like, rather than being rare, let's fight because I've got an issue, I'm gonna see ya and head over there, kind of thing. And just, I think everyone's just being like a spoiled brat sometimes.
No, I hear that. Would it be that sometimes maybe people may think that, okay, fair enough for that, but you may say the system is not the one that's actually built against people, but maybe when, you know, those nasty individuals that you're talking about, maybe
I think they're in high places also. I think
and the system is not, I feel like the main issue for me is that the system hasn't got a plan for for those nasty individuals. Do you get me? So when they cross boundaries and they abuse their power, they abuse their privilege, they know.
But I think everyone would do that. I think if we're realistic with ourselves, I think when we was living in our golden age, we probably did the same thing. Me was probably mean to somebody.
To be honest, like going on that point though, I was about to ask you a question, but going on what you just said there, I mean, through all of that, there was slavery existed before, like people came and started doing slavery. We did slavery anyway, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I feel personally, I feel like the European defined it differently. They took it to a whole new level.
New level of going away from home and doing
we did it already. We were like, oh, we're fighting a war, and you lost your war. Like, you're losers of war, they're gonna be slaves of mine. That doesn't mean they're gonna be working and shit for me. That just means when we go to battle next time, they might be fighting for my war. You know, we might put them in the front line. We might feed them, look after them, but they're not going back with you. So I feel like nevertheless there was still like things still existed in different ways and just been scripted and like just been like changed. I don't know.
It's when there's I feel like it's when there's a mass amount of that happening globally. Is when.
This is what I wanted to ask you though.
Because Arabs, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I don't know if like this is gonna be taken down because of this, but Arabs have been running slavery for years.
Yeah, of course.
Some Arabs still are today.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
no, that's the thing, especially in like with like in Africa, we've been like in slavery happened, but not just by Europeans, but with Arabs as well. But I just want to ask you, so if you go regarding I just want to say what was going on before, in terms of like what did he say? Like obviously you get some people which are nasty and like you go and you meet them and da, da, da. But this is a question I want to ask: are people born horrible, or are they like, do they become this way, or is that how they're born?
I think certain vessels pull in certain energies for a reason. And I think the same way, if you do enough good, amazing, beautiful, fabulous things and raise your frequency and get healthy and you shine in beauty, example, you're just a shining star. It's kind of like a sign to the universe, okay, keep this one spinning in this direction again, around the same kind of vibes. So it's bringing back them soulmates because this makes great things happening and expands the universe. And I think there's an alternative force where it's like, the reverse, so it's like this one's capable of doing really bad things and keeping the destruction going, because I think the reality is always in the battle of destruction, the end, yin and the end, back and forth line, yin and yang, always constantly on the spinning wheel, and it's always pulling. So I think in the same way the good guys are being pulled forward, the bad guys are being pulled back, because there's like it's like going up and down. The good guys keep going up in the circle, and the bad guys going down in the circle, but it's like crossing each other.
Balance.
Yeah, and I think certain entities are pulled in, and I think people can construct this themselves. I think sometimes two naughty villains get together for like a soul calling, like let's create like a monster together. I think that some people do.
It's that nature versus nurture thing, I guess. So what were you about to say?
I was just about to say, like, I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna go off topic right now, but I'm just gonna say, like, give me say like two villains getting together for so. This is probably completely different, but you know what I was saying before about good and evil? I feel like for me personally, like there is evil in the world. I'm not saying there's not evil in the but in terms of good and evil, I don't really see it like as a good and evil, because right now you can find, this is an example I always love to use here, you can find there's like a 5-year-old boy or a 6-year-old boy is watching TV and he's watching the news and he hears about a man going out and doing a massacre, kills 150 people. This 6-year-old boy is tormented, he's like, what the fuck, someone went out and killed 600 or 500 people, whatever, crazy. So that's one bad thing that's happening. That's an act of negativity, evil, badness here. But then this little boy watching this here, imagine he grows up and then he designs some type of like safety or protection software or whatever, who knows what it could be, which protects 1 million people in the future, from certain shit happening.
Because his spirit's just good.
So then you kind of ask yourself, like, the act of badness, that is what I'm saying, what started off as being bad, which was bad, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's good, it's bad what happened. Someone went out and killed 100 people. But then this little boy watching, he's like, yo, this is crazy. He went out and then created something which saved 1 million people. So it's like,
the bad needed to happen.
Yeah, but nevertheless, like, so sometimes you don't know, can bad exist without good, and can good exist without bad?
We need
it's
it.
like hot and cold, up and down, everything is like it creates an equilibrium in a way.
I've got like this kind of idea that if we was constantly happy,
I like that word.
yeah, brilliant, by the way. Sorry. If we were constantly happy, we'd go insane. And when we're constantly sad, we go insane. The richest of the rich, they're very scary. And the brokest people, all the poor people, they're mean and nasty. And it's like and I always think like, when you're from like rough background and stuff, you always like tend to date like the complete opposite of you, like furthest away from yourself if you get the opportunity. And then when you really like love yourself and you're like the richest, like kings and queens, you'd Cersei Lannister and Jaime Lannister, because you love yourself so much. Like, don't get me wrong, like I love myself, so I like to hold people too, kind of thing. Like, but to the extreme, it's like you want to be with your soulmate, your twin, like you want to be with yourself again and make more of yourself from yourself. But it's like the bad response from it, and then the other one's like the unique response. It's just so weird. I think it's just that's how our brain works, kind of thing.
Nah, it's all quite interesting. I'm not gonna lie, it's quite interesting. Again, so that nature versus nurture thing is such a big thing, because again, I think something that you mentioned that you wanted to chat to about the things like even people being gay and stuff like that. Do you believe it's nurture or nature? Like I'll start with you.
I think it's a higher calling.
You think it's a higher calling?
But I always think everything is higher calling, which is like designed in a way, but it's like the outcomes from your choices. So it's like you do everything by accident, but it was meant to be an accident. That accident was meant to happen. Yeah, butterfly effect.
Yeah.
That accident was meant to lead you to this. But you can change it. You can navigate your whole reality if you really, really focus and think, this is what I need to do if you want to. But if you don't want to, you can't. I think you're in control of everything. I literally think humans are in control of almost everything.
I bet that for my last DMT trip, to be honest, man. Just like, yo, when I was like tripping, coming down, I was like, yo, I'm actually in control of this, like everything that's around me and shit. But yeah, so what was the question you even asked?
No, you're right, because even with that, I remember the trip that I actually had with Naya, and I first seen this is random, sorry, and I first seen the entity, it was scared to communicate with me when I showed fear, but then when I was kind of like, no, it's fine, I actually want to talk to you, I want to, it kind of started communicating. It was more of a psychological communication. Like there was no, it was just relaxed. It was wavy.
What did it look like? What did it look like?
I would say, yeah, kind of scaly. Scaly, but a lot of eyes and triangular shapes.
Like peacock
abstract
vibe.
shapes. Huh?
Peacock vibe.
Peacock.
Yeah.
Like peacock vibes, but
more
rep on the reptile side.
Yeah, I hear
but
you.
there was a lot of triangles, I can say that, with eyes.
Yeah,
in
the
middle.
cuts of the peacock.
The eyes. The
The
most significant part was that there was eyes on every scale.
Was that scary?
Everywhere. And
maybe
like,
that's an angel. I'm sure that's how they describe them in the Bible.
that is seraphims.
Yeah, that's how they
ones.
describe them in the Bible.
And it's crazy. And my brother had
Do not fear me.
my brother had a trip, and he saw like he said, oh, I saw a dragon. He's like, nah, he was scared. He was like, oh, it's demons, stuff like that. But then actually, like, in the Bible, literally, like, angels they're called seraphim. They're seraphim.
That's like one of the categories for the
the
ones.
burning
Funny
ones,
and all of that.
Yeah, I didn't completely left the point. What were we talking
No, I love this point though.
You're talking about nature versus
Nurture.
Yeah, so yeah.
Oh my god, have you seen Noah? Like the old one was like Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
And like the angels in Noah are literally just like heats of fire that come from heaven and inhabit rocks, and just like the rocks are just moving and you can see the light shining through the rocks, and the angels talk to people and stuff. And I was just like, I think I'm on two. Yeah, that's me. I think that's everybody. Like I think that we are, but maybe sometimes like the underneath ones can be pulled up. Or I think we're created. I think we develop into the angel or the demon, and that's that's what my little film thing's about. That I've written a script, guys, and it's about like we've got like a genie that stands above us, and it from our actions and our deeds and our choices and who we follow and how we navigate the world, it can become like a demon. Or it can become like a ferocious angel.
Yeah.
But the angels are frightening as well, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the demons tend to be like beautiful and like sirens. And then the three girls are like these love witches that are like evil sirens, succubuses that have to infiltrate a dream and guide you to certain tasks and say, carry out this mission to save the world. Yeah, it's my little plot, the unholy trinity.
Have you got a name for this?
Yeah. Lethal Fantasia.
Yeah, if you need any actors, you know what I'm saying? I don't.
Oh my god, there's actually a character that you could play. You could definitely play. Come back. But I finished my first draft and I just read it back, and it's very like Shakespearean, but like it's like you're watching Skins and then you bang out a Shakespeare sonnet and you're just like, that was so random and weird, but it works. Like I'm blowing my own trumpet, guys. I'm a cocky person, I'm gonna say. But yeah, and it's kind of got that Derby like. You know, like when you watch Misfits and you've got Kelly, she's just so Derby. It's kind of like written. It's like you can tell she's from Derby, but it's just like a fantasy thing that you never think Derby fantasy. But it's like based in London, because when I lived in London, we had these mad psychedelic adventures and these traumatic experiences, like a group of girls. And it's like, it should be a film. We are a movie. We all look like these weird anime characters. I'm like this giant, tall black girl. We've got like my other friend, and she's like quirky and had like different hair colours. It's like, we need to make this a film, and all these sad, terrible things that we're going through, like horrible things we're going through, man. Like people were dying. It was crazy. And let's put this in a movie and make this art and tell it to other people. And it's the same story. It's the good versus evil. And even if people think you're the evil person, because these girls are demons, because they just focus about love and love is evil, and Lilith is evil, and the snake told him to eat it. It's these evil people.
Is this all in your movie?
Yeah, these evil characters helping the world. Like the world tells them that you're evil, you're witches, we hate you, but they're humble servants and they just want to be lovers.
You've gone deep.
Venus.
You've gone deep into this, talking about Lilith and all them kind of.
I'm not afraid to be judged.
Do you know about Lilith?
All she cares about is love. Just the book said she's mean. She's not mean. It's all a lie. It's all rude.
You know what? I'm glad. You know what? For a minute, I swear down. When I was listening to you for a minute, I thought you were saying, like Lilith is evil and da 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 and da da.
No.
I was thinking to myself, but the truth is, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the books are lying.
Then
She's
come
a
on,
good
man.
guy.
If you look with that, before all of that,
Do you know who Lilith is? Melisandre from Game of Thrones.
Oh,
the red woman, that's Lilith.
Oh shit.
Like what did she say? The light is dark and full of terrors, and like she just comes to guide you and says, "Do this." When people don't trust her because she's unorthodox and strange, and a woman and beautiful and sexy and evil. But she's guiding you to the light. She's telling you to pull out the sword and stop the evil monsters. These demon women want to help you stop the evil monsters because they've only been made to be demons by their sad experiences.
For those that don't know, Lilith, she was Adam's wife before Eve, right? And I don't know what happened there.
Basically, I feel like
she didn't want to.
Oh no! What happened is so God, there's belief, conspiracy belief, I guess, because we don't know if it's true or not. That God first he created man and he created woman separate, and then that woman was Lilith, and she was able to think on her own, and then God changed his mind and then created woman out of man.
Yeah.
From man's
So
will,
pause for a minute,
to say that no, man actually has the authority of a woman kind of thing. That's how I look at situations.
I love that story.
You're right there, man. And I feel like, for me, it's mad interesting though, cause like I feel like when I look at it, I always wonder why did they take Lilith out? And for me, it seems like maybe because they created it on I don't know, man, like it was an equal thing maybe in it, or Lilith and Adam, I don't know. Because Lilith was not created from the rib, and this is the biggest difference I see.
Yeah.
I think it's created from the rib.
Eve.
So I'm like, Eve is created from the rib. So I'm like, is it just a way of like, but to me personally, when I look at the whole Bible story, I feel like Eve is a time within the day. Adam is atom, and it's the first atom, you know what I'm saying? So I look at it in my way, but nevertheless, it's still moving button. Moving on though, with the whole Lilith story, I asked myself, was it because that Lilith didn't come from the rib? When Eve comes from the rib, it's more like, now does it create a paradigm where you look at it as a woman and you feel like, I don't know, maybe they can answer this, but you look at it and be like, okay, well, like a woman came from the man's rib.
Yeah.
Oh no, man.
I feel like.
Well, you don't create. Is it?
I feel like it's an authority thing.
Like you're equal, or do you still find it now like the man is just a bit? I don't know.
You can never be equal with someone who came out of you, if you look at it that way, right? So
yeah,
that's the way they put it, and like it's meant to be the woman came out the man's rib. Do you know what I'm saying? If you look at it, how you say it, literally, do you know what I mean? That's what they're saying, that you came out of the man has big authority, and they're even saying that Lilith was the one who corrupted Eve and made her.
I love the story.
You know what I'm saying?
This is my little things about. I love the story of the villain.
Yeah.
But yo, we could go on so long and talk about so many deep things. I think we have to run this back, and go deep about everything else. But look, Louisa, it's been lovely having you.
Thank you so much, guys. I've spoken so much, I do apologize, but my brain was just going. Yeah.
Nah, it's calm. Naya, as per, you know how it is. He's calling himself co-host at the moment, but yo, he's gonna run his own little podcast. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna do his own thing. He's got a couple people that we're gonna bring up and chat to real soon. And Louisa will obviously be back, of course, by fire, by force. But guys, take it easy, be safe out there. You already know, and you don't have to take everything that we're saying factually.
No, it's not facts.
Do your own
I'm crazy,
research.
just so you know. I'm insane.
Please, do your own research.
Yeah, man.
And we're just having a chat, just discussing different conspiracies and our own different truths and I'm going on too much now. Peace out.